try to do is an exhaust system. And I got these sweet guys right here. This is the Yoshimura RS9T. This is the titanium kit. I have the full headers, both pipes. I even have the spark arresters to go in there. So we're going to work on this. Read through the instructions already, double checked all my parts. Basically it calls to pull the seat off, pull the plates off, take the mufflers off, take the header off, or headers off, and then we'll start putting the new system on. So I'll probably time lapse this. If there's anything important or tricky or any kind of gotchas that I come across, I'll pause it and kind of explain what I'm going on, but it should be pretty straightforward. The instructions seem really nice, and the exhaust and the headers seem really nice too. I kind of fit them up. So all right, let's get working on this thing. So that pipe was easy enough. Basically you just loosen up this clamp, which is a 10 millimeter. There's another bolt here and another bolt here. Probably be a little easier if you pulled this plastic off, but I think I could probably, all the bolts are already out, but it's not that big of a deal. I can just kind of pull it up out of the way and just continue with it. So one of the gotchas in here, this is something that if I didn't read the instructions, I probably wouldn't have paid attention to this. And I don't know why they're wanting us to do this. I'm assuming it's because the header may get close to a wire, but it looks pretty straightforward. On the left side of the engine, it's showing here in step 7. There's a little clip holding the wire, and it wants you to remove that. And yeah, it's basically a relocating bracket, which inside your box of exhaust, you'll have this little bag. It has some springs. It looks like it's a little tool to pull the springs, and there's a little bracket. I don't know if you can see it there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. It looks like it takes an 8 millimeter socket, so we're gonna switch that thing out. Okay guys, so this is the little wiring bracket that they're talking about, right? This is the bracket we're going to take off, and this new one we're going to put on. Looks like it's going to push the wire back a little bit and get it out of the way. So sorry for the light. Again, this is pretty self-explanatory. The instructions do a pretty good job of explaining this. And it's a little 8 millimeter bolt. So we'll make sure we'll hang on to that, don't lose it. So this little harness looks like it comes out, and this little plastic clip, it just clips in like such, right? And here's your old bracket. So it looks like we're going to be replacing that with this guy. And the instructions basically show to snap this thing in here like such. And it's going to go in like that way. Now, I can already tell you, why don't you go ahead and mount this thing first and then clip it in, because with the clip in here, let's see if we can get a close up. With the clip in there, it's kind of hard to get this little bolt in there. So we're going to put the bolt in first, and then once we get the bolt in, we'll push that little plastic clip in, and we should be good to go. All right, so I've got it tightened up first, and now we're going to clip that in like such. Perfect. That's exactly what it looks like in the picture. Now see, I don't know if the instructions tell you to do that or not. They probably do. Here I am. I'm telling everybody to read the instructions. I'm not reading it thoroughly. Hey, look at that. Gotta show you this. This is awesome. This is amazing. So, if you read that note right here, right above the picture, note, bracket must be installed before installing wire clip into bracket, and that's why. Because once the clip's in there, you can't get access with your socket. Unless you want to sit there and forever and do it with a box wrench, knock yourself out. Okay, so just read through the instructions some more. You're going to get this cool little spring puller tool, and then you've got these little springs here to hold certain parts of the exhaust together. Okay. One, please note there are two different sizes. And it explains this. You have a short one and a medium one. I think the short one is called the SPX one. X is in X-ray. And the medium one is SPS1. S is in Sierra. I think the short ones are going to be used for the header flanges, and the medium ones are going to be used to hold the header to the muffler or the exhaust. So I'm not going to put this one on just yet. It doesn't call for it. It does say to go ahead and put the smaller one on the flange to ease in installation. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it here, right? It's not saying to clip it on yet, but I'm not going to do that. It's just saying to go ahead and hang these things here like such. And again, instructions do a pretty good job of describing this. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not. This is basically what we're doing. It does show an orientation. Pay attention to the orientation. Looks like that matters. So we're going to put this on and line this thing up. Alright. Let's check this cool little tool here. Grab this brine. Oh man, never used one of these before. This makes it kind of nice and easy. Man, that's fancy right there. Okay, so leave that loose for right now. Alright, now it's time to put these on. I highly suggest mounting up this tailpipe outlet, bolting that up first, and then putting the spring on. Again, I'm leaving it kind of loose until I get the muffler on. But yeah, keep everything loose. You know, you can kind of tweak it, adjust it as needed. I do have the front springs attached. I've got this middle spring attached. Now it's time to put the muffler on. Okay, cool. We've got the whole right side installed. I'm gonna go ahead and crank down these bolts. Yeah, and then get started on the left side and get this thing done. Okay, so here's a little gotcha I want to show you guys. There's a little rubber cap on the bottom of this exhaust, and what it's for, it's a housing. The housing for the nut to hold the spark arrestor in. This carbon is thin, so be careful not to push this in there or you're gonna have to fish it out. I did that earlier. Not knowing what it was, I poked on it and it right inside, and I had to fish the thing. I had to shake it around so I could see it, and had to use a little pair of needle nose pliers or tweezers to pull it out. So if you do lose it in there, not all's not lost. You can get it out, but try to be careful with this little rubber cap. I am going to go ahead and put the spark arresters in here, so I don't know how difficult this is going to be. It looks like it might be a little 8mm nut and an Allen wrench. So we'll go ahead and mount this pipe up, and then I'll put that in there in a minute. Okay guys, as you can see, I got everything done last night. The camera died while I was trying to put the spark arresters in. I went ahead and finished it up. I went ahead and put the plastics on. As you can see, the exhaust the exhaust pipes look really nice. The headers look really nice. Overall, it was a pretty simple kit to put on. I think anybody with a decent set of tools, some kind of mechanical mindset, and the ability to read instructions can install this kit. It wasn't really that difficult. I think aside from me doing any kind of videoing or stopping to kind of lollygag and waste time, I probably could have had this done in less than an hour. Now, when the camera died last night, I was actually running into an issue with trying to get the spark arresters in. I got that one in finally. When I went to go put this one in, I noticed there is this spacer, and I couldn't get it to push in. It didn't take me long to figure out that this spacer was on there. So as soon as I pulled the spacer out, the spark arrestor plopped right in. The screw went right in, wasn't an issue. I thought maybe there was another spacer like this on the left side exhaust, and maybe I'd pushed it in and it was jamming up, and that's why I was having an issue. I'm starting to think it wasn't even on there at all. I actually pulled, I got the spark arrestor back out. I pulled the muffler off. I looked down in the header, and this thing didn't push down in there. It wasn't around the spark arrestor, so I'm beginning to think that the left side pipe didn't even have this ring at all. I don't even know what the ring's for. I guess technically if you're not going to run the spark arresters, I don't even know why you would need it. It is tapered, so I don't know if it's kind of something to help with flow. You can kind of see it's tapered there a little bit on the inside ledge, but I mean, in all honesty, I can't imagine what this one little ring is going to help on that open pipe, unless maybe it's just there to, make it more sturdy or rigid or something. Anyway, again, it was a really nice kit. Makes the bike look really nice, and I'm excited to use it. So I'll probably be taking the bike out this weekend. We'll get some quick footage of it and see what it sounds like, and maybe I can do a post-ride summary of how I feel about the difference between this one and the stock exhaust. Okay guys, brought the bike out to Johnson Valley. We're camped here at Cougar Buttes. It was a little hot earlier, but we had a pretty nice ride. I probably should have got some footage of this thing while it was still clean, but at least the dirt makes it look nice and used. Done a few upgrades to this bike. Primarily the one that I'm looking at today is the Yoshimura pipes. I've been really happy with it. I know these pipes are probably supposed to be lighter than the stock pipes. I can't really tell a difference. The power does feel a little smoother, kind of in the bottom mid-range, but overall it's just something I wanted to do to the bike. I'm happy I did it. It looks cool, it sounds good. I'll go ahead and crank the bike up, that way you guys can hear it.
Yeah, overall I'm really happy with this bike. The only complaints that I've had with it so far has just been the top end speed, which I was able to go up a tooth on the front sprocket, and that helped out a lot. I think it'll help out for my application for what I'm planning on doing with it. But other than that, the bike's pretty awesome. I did a 45-mile ride today from Cougar Buttes to oh my gosh, Lasertown, I believe. Wasn't anybody there, but we hit a few little trails along the way. It was kind of nice. So there it is, guys. There's your Yoshimura pipe header system. That's the RS9T. And yeah, like I said, I should have done a little video of it with it clean, but at least the dirt shows that I've been using it. And again, I did put the spark arresters on here because some of the places I ride require it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and peace.